Why do men love going to the gym after a breakup? I am actually seeing videos of, well, it was a man shaming other men for going to a gym after a breakup instead of getting therapy. And what I've noticed is there's a lot of men who are in therapy and it doesn't always help. I'm not saying it's not a good thing, it definitely is. But why are we shaming men for doing something that's perfectly healthy? First of all, going to the gym kind of puts you into the driver's seat. You feel like you're in control. Breakups, you completely lose control. You're out of control. And that can be really stressful and overwhelming, that overall feeling where you have no say in your current life. You show up, you lift, you run, and you see an improvement soon. When you're going through a breakup, there often isn't that you don't know when you're going to be fully healed. You're not going to know how long it's going to take to get over. You don't know if there's going to be repercussions or arguments or mind reading or if you guys might end up back together. There's so many variables. And what I've noticed is when someone's going through something rough, sometimes they want to grab at control in anything that they have. That's why when you sometimes see people in incredibly abusive or horrible situations, they might go get their hair done, their hair cut. They may buy themselves something like a sweater or something, just something that they got to pick. Because it gives that sense of control. It's like I still have some control over my life, even if everything around me going wrong. Now, obviously, there's coping mechanisms that are healthy versus coping mechanisms that are unhealthy. The gym is one of those healthy things, so why are we shaming people for it? Next, it can regulate your emotions without you having to process everything all at once. So personally, I love to run. That is what has saved me throughout my life. I'm a runner. Same with hiking. Sometimes when I'm really stressed out or upset, just going out and just running, pushing myself really hard. It's almost like you can feel that negative emotion coming out of your body and you don't have to necessarily process all of it. But sometimes when I'm running, I'm also kind of thinking through everything. While you want to be careful, you don't want to go into this constant just circular thinking, rumination, where it can get to the point where it's unhealthy. But a little bit of that can sometimes, I feel like, help you through whatever's going on in your life. And I feel like a lot of men go to the gym for that reason. Because lifting something heavy can feel the same way when you're like pushing through that weight. It's like you're pushing through the pain or the overall just stress. I also feel like saying stuff like, men just go to therapy, again, is not helpful. Not everybody processes through things, especially I've noticed with a lot of men. They don't process through things just by talking. Like for some women, they just need to kind of ramble, they need to vent for a moment, and then they feel better. For some men, venting just makes them more angry, or it doesn't help them feel better about the situation. Taking action instead of does. But I mean, realistically, what kind of action do you take in a breakup? And sometimes when you're in a super unhealthy relationship, you don't want to take action. You don't want to get back together with someone wrong for you. So you have to go through that wall of pain. So again, that's where the gym comes in. You're taking action, but you're doing it in the most healthy way possible. Also can help rebuild your identity after a breakup. When you think about it, when you're, especially long-term relationships, your entire identity becomes tied into those. That's why sometimes after a long-term relationship, you're sitting there like, who am I? Who am I without this person? And even if the person, you don't like them anymore, they were bad for you, you might think, well, all of my habits, my daily schedule revolved around their needs, wants. You have to re-find yourself, and the gym is a great way to do that. And often men tie their overall thought about themselves to their competence. And breakups hit just that, the I wasn't enough, which is often not true. It could be that you are more than enough, you're plenty, you're great, but she was wrong for you, or you were wrong for each other. But also, self-esteem comes from competence. And going to the gym, you can be competent. You can build yourself. It proves to yourself that you can still build, that you're not stagnant, that you're not stuck forever. Also, let's be real here. It builds attractiveness, so you feel good about yourself. It builds confidence, so you feel more confident. It can improve your sleep. It can improve your health. I mean, it's a win-win. I mean, some people after a breakup end up doing things that are unhealthy. They might overdrink, overeat. You might eat a ton. After my mom died, I was actually doing a little bit too much of that, and I'm still losing that weight. But going to the gym is a good way to, build up muscle and feel good about yourself. The fact that people are discouraging that is insane to me.